Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. It's Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today we are discussing Ready to Love DC Season 6, aka Ready to Love Potomac Season 6. And honestly, I had a whole review and a whole breakdown I was going to talk about, but I'm so disgusted with this season, and I'm just disgusted with the trajectory that this show is headed and where we are at this moment. I don't know if you guys remember Ron from Ready to Love, but he basically spilled recently in a Facebook group that basically there's, quote, an incident every single season. And DC, last season, season 5, was the first time that it was brought to the show. So for 6 straight seasons, Black women are not being protected on this show. For 6 straight seasons, Black women are having to endure at least one problematic gentleman on this show who takes things too far, who makes things uncomfortable for them, and Lord knows what else. We have to do better, you guys. Will Packer, nephew Tommy, we have to do better. This is on your guys' watch. We need to totally revamp this show. And these people who are attention seeking and looking to get buck on television for clout and for screen time and everything else is whack. And we have gotten so far away of what this show is supposed to be about. Also, all of these couples are dropping like flies. A couple of days ago, Sydney announced that her and Phil are no more. And it's like, are we really ready to love, or are we ready to love until the contract expires? Because that's what it's giving me when these breakups are announced, either ahead of a new season or during the next season. We get these breakup announcements. And I'm tired, you guys. I'm tired. Why keep up a false narrative on the reunion if you guys weren't even really together? You guys were, quote, dating, but never in a relationship, never involved. And allegedly, Phil was feeling himself as per usual with his newfound fame because he pulled somebody like Sydney. This is the same thing that happened, with Jermaine Dupri and Janet Jackson, is that they pull somebody completely out of their league and then their DMs start popping. That's what happened. He was like, I pulled Sydney. I can pull somebody else. I could pull, other women that look like Sydney. I already know what took place. Women who weren't checking for you before now are checking for you. And, how convenient of this breakup announcement as you appear on next week's episode. Like, when is it going to compute that we have to revamp this whole franchise? We have to revamp. We have to stop doing these back-to-back seasons at the same location. We need to go someplace different every season. We need to feature other places. We need to go to the West Coast. We need to go to the East Coast. We need to go to the Midwest. We need to really make it all over. But more importantly, we have to do better with casting. Because some people who think that they're bombshells this season are not the bombshells. And there are some people who allegedly were supposed to be, the game changer who I haven't even seen in a few episodes. And I just don't understand, you guys. Where are we heading? And you could tell some of these men are clearly checked out by the process. Some of these men were just too bothered by meeting the exes yesterday as if they never saw the show before. And it's like they follow the same format for the past 6 seasons. Why are we surprised? Like, oh my gosh, it's the next. Like, what is the dramatics for? You knew what this show was. You know what you signed up for. Like, why the dramatics? Why are we doing this? Why are we acting brand new? But we have to protect Black women first and foremost on this show. Because these outbursts, these off-camera shenanigans that are happening are getting too often, and it's happening way too much. Like, it is completely affecting, you already have to deal with filming of this show. You already have to deal with filming with people you don't know, with all of these new cast members and dealing with production and dealing with everything else. And now you have to deal with the off-camera stuff where there might be an incident with the gentleman on top of it if something weird happens or something doesn't go their way. And I'm sorry, Eric, you had plenty of time to explain yourself, to explain what you did and offer an apology, and it was as vague as ever. So again, I just don't know where we go from here, you guys. Like, I liked this show originally because we did not have a true black dating show when it was all said and done. Right? You have all of your white dating shows, you have your Bachelors, you have your Love Islands, you have all of these different shows that cater to dating or featuring singles that are predominantly for white people, right? But we never had something that was truly ours. We never had something that was truly owned. No pun intended. And I thought this show was, a good experiment into 30 to 50 something year olds, who are black and why they're having the pitfalls that they're having, that they're single. But when you purposely cast people who've never been married, when you purposely cast people who, are bragging about the number of times that they've been married and how they like to destroy their marriages, how is that supposed to set up for any healthy relationships from the show moving forward? These people need therapy. They're ready for therapy is what they are. They need to be in therapy first and foremost because they are not in a place to be ready to love if you can't even handle yourself in front of somebody's ex who is married to somebody new. Like, make it make sense while you're getting all bent out of shape. So it was just very awkward to really watch a lot of last night's episode. And honestly, I felt like half the men could have been eliminated as far as I was concerned because it's too much diva antics for a dating show, right? And you conspired against me to get me off the show and blah, blah, blah. Seriously? Some of these people never even had conversations with you or didn't have connections with you. So why is it a conspiracy? And what is going on with the interference where people are, no longer on the show, but still giving others intel is what I want to know. Like, where's the integrity, right? Where's the integrity of the show? Where are we heading? We know people have admitted basically in these Facebook groups that a lot of these cast members hook up, and that's why some of these eliminations are so dramatic, because they thought with them hooking up with certain people, that was going to lead them to the end as one of the final couples. And it never works out that way. The people who are intimate too soon always blow up in flames on these shows. And then you have people who are clearly there for attention-seeking purposes. So they do not care about acting out on television or looking like a villain because they want the 15 minutes of fame. You have some people genuinely looking for love, but when you have the attention whores that take away from this, it takes away from the actual people who are there for love. And that's why so many fans question if the show is fake. If certain people are keeping up fake storylines, to keep the show going. And a live that I watched, it was a couple of weeks ago. I believe it had Tori, it had the post office guy, or parole officer, PO, whoever, Paul. And it had Cornelius, it had Zadia on there, and Camille basically was on there because she was like in the comments starting stuff with people. But, basically, I believe it was Cornelius that said that him, Zadia, Naeem, and also Camille, and somebody else was banned from speaking. I think it was Shiloh. I think all 5 of them were banned from doing interviews until a couple of them were able to secure, one of them with Little Black Book, and then somebody secured, the couple's interview that Cornelius and Camille did with another person. But basically they were blocked. And Zadia's with Little Black Book as well. But basically they were blocked from speaking, and, they were alleging that it was because they didn't want to go along with production's narrative. So therefore they were banned. And what do you mean production's narrative? So you mean we're being fooled? So you mean the people who are there pushing as couples to our face are not the real couples, and the real couples are other people? Is that what you're telling me? or that certain people who were the villain on the show are now upset with their betrayal and want to expose production or want to expose things that basically would break their NDA, would break their contract obligations, so therefore they're not allowed to speak at all. Like, I don't understand, like, at what cost is all of this, you guys? Like, I understand to agree some of these people, you know, maybe want to be famous or want to have a little exposure or want to promote their business or is hoping the show might get them some acting opportunities a la Mike from season 1. Maybe they're looking at that type of trajectory for themselves. But a lot of the women, at least, are genuinely there for love, are genuinely there to get to know these black men and see who out of all of them potentially is the best to be a potential partner, to be somebody that they can be in a committed relationship with when it's all said and done. And what now? We still only have 3 successful couples? Is it 3 now? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know who's together anymore. I know Mario and Riva are from season 2, and I know Simone and Rashid are from, I believe, season 3, and also Dante and Aisha, are they still together from season 5? Is Cornelius and Camille still together from season 5? Is Naeem and Zadia still together? Like, do we know? Where's the receipts, you guys? Because it's just like after 6 seasons and there's only 3, potentially 5 or 6 couples to show for it is not a good statistic. It's not good at all, you guys. So I'm just wondering where we go from here. I am wondering where we go from here from the show, because if it's just going to be more shenanigans, more quote off-camera incidents with people that are removing themselves off the show, not because they have a choice to, but because they need to and they have to, because their actions were inappropriate, like, when does it stop? When can we get back to the basics of people dating multiple people, getting to know each other genuinely, not all of these conversations about sex and sexual innuendos and how you're naked and you take ginseng in front of somebody's ex. Like, what are we doing? Like, grow up. Let's be mature adults. This is the problem. This is why so many people are single. Is because they are lacking the fundamentals. They are lacking the fundamental tools of getting to know somebody. They are so caught up in physical appearance. They are so caught up in superficial things and things like sex and everything else that they're not taking time to get to know the person. And then when you end up with them or get to know them a little bit longer, you realize it's somebody you don't like, no matter how fine they are. Because looks are not everything at the end of the day. You have to have other intangibles. You have to have other qualities that you're bringing to the table besides your looks. And that's the issue on these shows, is that they are not communicating the right things. They are not asking the right questions anymore. They are not truly trying to get to know people for potential relationships. They are caught up in the looks. They are making sexual innuendos, sexual jokes, sexual comments, and this and that, and completely taking the conversation, instead of ready to love, it's ready for hooking up. And that's what happens, is some of these people start hooking up during filming of the show instead of genuinely getting to know each other. These dinners where they're talking about sex and all this other stuff is like foreplay. And then when one of them gets eliminated down the line, all hell breaks loose. We have to do better. We have to do better. We need to change the trajectory of this show. Like, I don't know if we need to start featuring episodes with therapists. I don't know if we need to tear down all these twists and just get truly back to the basics and maybe not have eliminations right out the gate, right out the first episode. Maybe the first couple of episodes, all 20 singles are still on the show. So truly everybody can truly have a genuine mixer and truly get to talk to each and every single person of the opposite sex to truly find out, okay, is this person somebody I could see myself potentially dating? Or is this person friend zoned? But after a couple of hours on the first night of filming is not enough time to vet certain people. You may be able to weed out a couple people, but it's not enough to truly vet out 10 singles to figure out who is truly somebody that you would consider dating. So maybe we need to revamp it and completely go back to the basics, get back to real conversations, stop some of these group dates that are facilitated for drama, and really get back to some of these one-on-one dates that we used to see in the earlier seasons, where there was a genuine conversation about each other's lives, about potentially integrating themselves as a possible step parent, about somebody's future, what their wants, beliefs, and dreams are. Mature women that if they liked the same men, but they understood if a man was feeling, somebody else more, that they removed themselves, that they eliminated themselves from that situation instead of trying to cause a fight with the other woman or get jealous or get catty. Where is that maturity now on Ready to Love? Now it's petty behavior, it's dirty looks, it's somebody getting bothered at women for having multiple options, but it's okay for men to, make it make sense. We have to do better than this, you guys. We have to do better. So I am curious to find out what your guys' thoughts on this. What do you guys think that the show needs to do to improve? Because I think we need to go back to the basics. I think there needs to be better casting. I think we need to rotate the seasons every season and not do back-to-back seasons in the same season, because I feel like it's just problematic. Also, we need to space out the filming time of when the reunion is filmed. The reunion is filmed way too soon in the middle of the show airing. So by the time we watch the reunion a month or two from now, so many things have already transpired in real time. The reunion needs to be shot closer to when we get to the finale. And I don't know if they moved up the filming of the reunion because of COVID, but they need to get back to the original schedule, where it was closer towards the end of the season, and that way we're getting a more realistic time frame of where some of these couples are. Because by the time we're watching this reunion, a lot of these cast members have not truly seen all these episodes of what everybody is saying about them in these confessionals. And still in the mix of social media reaction and everything else that's going on real time while the show is airing, there has so much that has changed. There has so much that has been, evolved since the show has aired, that we are not getting an accurate account of what's taking place at these reunion episodes. So it's like we have to do better, you guys. We have to improve the integrity of this show. We can't just turn this into another ratchet reality TV show exploiting ourselves, exploiting Black people, exploiting professional Black people. We have to do better. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again very soon.